Uh, we are going to discuss today with Mr. Kempa Hone sir. He is a civil servant and he has cracked civil services examination in 2017. The most important thing that I want to share my viewers that he is the person that who has acquired this sort of achievement through his hard work, dedication, passion. And besides that, even if there are so many odds and events in his life, and he conquered all these things. He belongs to a very simple family, and right now he is West Bengal IS officer, and he is motivating others. He is very humble, kind heart, and still he works tirelessly together. I am very much thankful to him because he has given his time. Already he has a lot of schedules. So welcome to my show. This is known as Success Talk. Dear viewers, this is known as Success Talk. What does it mean? That the people who have got success through his hard work, dedication. I invite a lot of people for these discussions. I am blessed to have with me Mr. Kempa Hone sir. He is an IS officer. Sir, welcome to my show, Success Talk. Yes, please tell
Sir,
me about your
th-
note.
thank you,
Yes,
sir, for your great compliments.
yes, sir.
Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, thank you very much. And please, you just tell us about your educational journey, how you had started. Exactly, what was that time when you thought for becoming civil servant? Because you see, there are a lot of options in our life. But why did you opt civil services as a career option? If I ask, yes, please tell me.
Sir, actually, myself, Kempa Vannaya, as you told,
Yeah.
I am from Karnataka. I belong in a small village in the district, Tumkur district is in Karnataka state. Up to fourth standard, I was visualized. I was a normal student in the public school nearby our government school, which was located in our own native village. When I was in class fourth, I have lost my vision due to retina detachment due to some retinal problem. After that, I was admitted to the Minto Hospital, very well-known, popular hospital in Bangalore city. After 3 to 4 months clinical assessment, as far as doctor told our parent, this child does have a retinal problem, so he doesn't have any chances of vision.
Okay.
So after that, I was admitted to the school for the government school for the blind children in Mysore city. It is far away from village near around 150 kilometers, 150 kilometers. So school is in Mysore, but my native district is Tumkur, a small village in the district Tumkur. So
Okay.
3 hours from Bangalore, journey 3 hours journey from Bangalore city to my own village. So my parents are agricultural family. So we have small quantity of land in the village. After getting admission in the government school for the blind children, it is specially schooled, but it is specially designed for the visually impaired students. It is very popular school. It was established in 1901. So 1901 में वो established किया वो school during British administration. So up to class 10th, I have studied with the support of Braille script up to class 10th. After that, I was admitted to the regular college for class 11th and 12th. I have studied 11th and 12th with the normal student, with the normal population. After class 12th, I got admission in the Maharaja College.
Okay.
It was belonging to the University of Mysore. I opted Bachelor of Arts, and my subject studied in BA, which are their Kannada literature, history, and folklore, along with two languages, that is English and Kannada. So
Okay.
after completion of 3 years degree or graduation, I was joined in diploma in special education for visually impaired in NIVH regional training center. It is well known as a Helen Keller teacher training course for the visually impaired, which is located in Mysore city. So I got distinction also in this diploma in special education for visually impaired. So along with this special education, I have done my master in Kannada literature in Karnataka State Open University, and after MA, I was selected a lecturer. I was selected was a for lecturer as a Kannada. Sorry, I was selected for Kannada lecturer in government college for 11th and for class 12th co. That is in the Mysore district, very remote village, a tribal village. It is located in the border of our national park is Bandipura National Park, border village between Kerala and Mysore district. Okay. Uh, this in this college I worked nearly 6 years from 2009 to from 2015. So during this period, I was traveling from Mysore to that remote village for teaching. I was teaching nearly every day 5 to 600 students. I was a language teacher.
Great.
So after during this period, I have done my MPhil in Kannada literature from Hampi Kannada University. So all of you know very well, Hampi is the World Heritage site declared by our UNESCO.
Yes.
So after during this period also I have done my B.Ed, Bachelor of Education, as far as government policy came out. All 12th class or 11th and 12th lecturers should be clear B.Ed in the Karnataka state. So with the collaboration of the government, I have done my B.Ed in Government College for the Teacher Education in Mysore city. So after completion of 6 year service in that remote village, I got transferred to Mysore City College. It is also class 11th and 12th college. So it is very huge college, very big college. We had nearly 7 to 800 students. Here also I was teaching Kannada literature. So along with my journey of teaching, my journey of this profession, teaching profession, I was thinking always about this civil service exam. Meanwhile, in 2008, one gentleman from Uttar Pradesh, from Varanasi, Mr. Krishnagopal Tiwari, cracked the civil service exam for the first time in the country. Okay, so he got Madhya Pradesh cadre. Now he is working as a civil servant in the state of Madhya Pradesh as a senior IAS officer. सो उनका सक्सेस स्टोरी पूरा न्यूज में आ गया, पूरा मीडिया में आ गया, हम देखा न्यूज में. सो वो ब्लाइंड बिकम IAS ऑफिसर. व्हाई नॉट? आई कैन आल्सो do this. I can also become civil servant. Like this thought process, I started in my mind. Okay, this is the first time I have heard about this civil service examination. So during school days or college days or during my master degree also, those days also I did not have any idea about this civil service examination or civil service, this IAS, IPS or Indian Foreign Service, so and so. In 2011, what happened? I gave an attempt in Karnataka Public Service Commission. I was selected for the Tahsildar post. So after selection, all names came in the gazette, government gazette. After some days, due to some malpractice, due to some corruption cases, entire batch squashed, matlab, cancelled by the state government. So after that, I got little bit harassment, humiliation. Oh, kya ho gaya, kya hua? I was selected, but I did not get any posting. I was very humble. I was very innocent. ठीक है. This was very, very hurted my mind, my heart, my character. These are things. Okay. So after that, why I want to take this civil service examination is conducting by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Somebody told me. So I got it as a challenge, as a task, as a dedication towards UPSC journey. So before 2011, I gave two attempts in UPSC. It was a world system. World systems, matlab, it was in preliminary we had optional subject also. That time I took public administration as an optional subject for preliminary examination.
Yeah.
So I did not clear two preliminary exams in the first two attempts. So
Okay.
first, as a third attempt, I gave in 2016, after proper preparation, after strategically preparation of my examination, my study, with proper routes, with proper ways, with proper tools also. So in third attempt, I have cracked these all three stages of the civil service exam. That is preliminary, main examination, as well as personal test, well known as a interview. So in this attempt, I was selected as a successful candidate. I got 340, 340th rank, All India
Okay.
rank. So finally, I got Indian Administrative Service. I became an IAS officer. So right now I am in West Bengal, Bengal cadre. From 2019, December till December 2019, I was training. I was under training. So December 2019, May, I have completed my training. During training also, it was great experience. It was good to feel everybody. It gives a lot of exposure to express, to establish ourselves, to prove my ability, to produce our capacity during training period. All of you very in those training, IAS training is very hectic, very it is to making to construction of the officer trainees as a civil servants as an asset of the nation for the making nation more development, more powerful. This is my small introduction from childhood to here. So this is the thing, sir. Next,
Yeah. You see, as you have very elaborately said about you, so basically, if I feel about your personality, I would rather like you to become an academician because you have taught, you have achieved a lot of degree from your childhood up to now. Not only you have cracked the UPSC and became IS officer, rather you have traveled a lot of educational odyssey. I call it why odyssey because a village boy when comes to the city, he has a lot of dreams, he has a lot of options, but you have opted the education as it is said by Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, great social reformer people, that the education is the main tool through which you can achieve a lot of things. Even Dr. Kalam has done these things, Kailash Satyarthi has done these things, a lot of people in our human civilizations have done. So I think that it is the education, and through that you have left I mean academic arena and you have done the administrative field. If I ask you, Mr. Kempa, that don't you think that the education is also one of the best way to serve the society rather becoming a civil servant? If it is not that, then how you explain it that if you compare the career perspective of becoming an IAS rather than becoming a professor or a teacher, how do you see Mr. Kempa?
yes, sir. Teacher also can make a number of miracles, can make the society in the best suitable things. He can contribute a lot of things to the development of the nation, to the empowerment of the society. But being a disabled person, being a differently able person, I was teaching. At the same time, I was thinking myself. One process of thought process always was streaming in my mind, in my heart. Why I want to become, why I want to get one huge opportunity, big opportunity to work more and more in the executive manner, in the wide manner. That was my intention. So as suppose I become teacher, I can teach nearly 500 students, 600 students every day in the college. College can recognize, students can recognize. It is in the college jurisdiction. But suppose I want to become IAS officer. Suppose I will become IAS officer. So entire society, entire nation will recognize me. Then I can become a great inspiration for to the disabled community, to the differently abled community. More than that, IAS, I thought for becoming IAS, why? IAS is not a people thinks like that. IAS is a most powerful, most prestigious. IAS so and so. But I thought, I am telling you, sir, IAS is not a prestige. IAS is not a power. IAS is a huge opportunity, great privilege to work to service to the people, those who are needy, those who are downtrodden, people like me, people like disabled. इसलिए I have decided to take this civil service examination. But profession point of view, work point of view, a lot of difference between teacher and IAS. But meanwhile, I want to tell you one important thing for becoming scientist, for becoming IAS officer, for becoming cobbler, for becoming any kind of profession or servant. Basically, we need a good teacher or best teacher or inspiring teacher. That is also very, very important. That is why S. Radhakrishnan, just 2 days back, we have celebrated, we have observed National Teachers Day in the name of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. He is also from Mysore University. He was professor in the college of which college I have studied. In that college, he was a professor. He was vice chancellor of the Mysore University. After that, he became president of India. This is the thing, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, next is that you see, as you have rightly said about the inspiration, the ignition point, when you heard about the Varanasi guy who had qualified this UPSC exam. So, as it is said, one man, one pen, one book can change the world, can change the perspective. So, perhaps you have also triggered off with the personality of Mr. Tiwari, who had qualified from Varanasi and having the lot of difficulties and all. So, I just want to know from you that don't you think that one event or one accident change the person's mind? So, like Manorama Devi, who has also conquered Mount Everest and everything, a lot of people are having lots of examples when the influence is by the other personality. So, how do you think that that particular incident really motivated you and that really changed your perceptions towards your thinking, towards your dream, towards your vision? No, that this is the time when I can start the preparation, and that is my role model. And apart from it, do you have any person to whom you believe a lot, to whom you inspired a lot, and to whom you think that no, it is because of him or because of them I have come to this post? Yes, please.
Sir. In my case or in my life, there is no any role model. A person wise. I have studied, I have read about so many persons, so many personalities. Okay, but in my case, what happened? My disability, my condition, my critical condition, my family condition, my village status, my district status, my critical things became great inspiration for becoming this civil servant, sir. That is the main source of the my achievement or my successful journey. There is no
Very
any person-wise role model or event-wise role model. My context, my village, my family condition, personally, what I am feeling, what I am facing, minute to minute, second to second. My disability also became inspirational source for me, sir, in my case.
Yeah. Very true that as you have rightly said that you are influenced by with a lot of people, lot of persons, and that's very true that when a person becomes persona, you get a success, you are impressed by a lot of people. Besides this, I want to know that as you have rightly shared with us that you are from that college from where uh, S. Radhakrishnan was also there. So don't you think that the quality of education is a matter of discussion nowadays? That yes, if anyone studies in a good college or good school, he or she becomes good education rather compared to the rural areas. And if the students who are at the grassroots level, I mean to the village, then what they could do for the upliftment of their educational bent of mind for the intellectual kinds of things, so that they can also compete with the mainstream students. Because it is also a matter of concern nowadays that most of the institutions are city based, as we all of us know. So if I discuss with the people who are studying at grassroots level, how they can be motivated like you and they can achieve success in different formats, maybe civil servant, maybe engineer or bureaucrats or technocrats. But what should be the ignition point? As what should be the right way of thinking? Because as it is said that mother gives a birth one time, but books gives a very lot of time when you read a lot of books and all. So how exactly you see what your suggestion that the students can be motivated? Yes, please, Mr. Kempa.
Sir, yes, sir, of course. Education is the main instrument, more powerful weapon to achieve, to success, to becoming anything. So without education, we cannot understand, we cannot achieve anything also. So which school, which college, which academy, doesn't matter, but depend upon our self motivation, self awareness, self socialization, self type of developmental skill. These are very important. So nowadays there is no matter about school or college. We have a lot of technological interventions or technological innovations, technological routes, ways to get, to acquire, to command over the knowledge over the long ways and to understanding, to study. There are many routes. Today's children, today's youth, especially for youth for becoming IAS also, and any other thing for any achievement, any other achievement, especially from people from rural area or villages. Even today in the rural area, in the village, we have a lot of internet things, networking. We can utilize them, and more than that, along with these things, we need proper guidance in the right time. This is very important. So people are which are those are people surrounded in our environment, in our ecosystem. So you have to meet them, you have to contact them, you have to interact with them. People like you also, you are doing so much of work for the students of the rural areas. This is the issue, sir. School quality of education also important. Proper study. Meanwhile, you have to dedicate ourselves. You have to dedicate time. You have to dedicate ourselves. You have to plan ourselves thoroughly, properly. Without plan, without proper study material, especially for competitive examinations, which are conducted by SSC or UPSC or RRB. Now it is going to set up India government one more agency for National Recruitment Agency. For everything, we need to study properly with proper plan or strategy.
Yes, you see, a lot of students are talking about the success and unsuccess. Nowadays, what is happening that a lot of materials are available with the students, be it online, offline, lot of materials, coaching, notebooks. So it is the bombardment of information that comes to the new generation, as it was not possible, feasible in our those days when we were the students. We were having very limited class notes, very limited friends, and all sort of things. Now the point is that even parents, and particularly I am talking about the students, they are really confused whom to consult. Like if you go for any kinds of consultancy, like online, offline, so it's a really challenge. And I do think that there is a difference between the strategy among the successful students and among the unsuccessful. So what do you exactly think that in this hour, particularly when the informations are full of things and all. So what should be the right way for the students, either they belong to rural areas or urban areas, so that they must be focused. As you have been rightly saying to us that no, you should not be the resource collector. As you have rightly said to me yesterday also, it's very true, and I really impressed by that sentence. So what exactly your message, your suggestion, that how they should confine to the room and how they should study, they should enjoy the study, and so that they could crack the examination. So what should be the strategy? That's the discussion here, and please
Yes,
do.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, so I did not go anywhere for getting coaching or training for becoming this civil servant or for preparation of this civil service examination. Because of I was a teacher, I was a lecturer in the government college. I was teaching at the same time. I was preparing for the civil service examination. So in my case, especially in my life, my wife, Mrs. Sachinta, she made a lot of things, lot of support to me. She was recording, she was reading for me, she was recording for me on iPad, on tab, on mobile. She was reading notes, she was reading books, which was suggested, which was recommended by the successful persons. I did not go anywhere. So I made a home itself as a academy with the great support of, with the great help of Mrs. Sachinta, Mrs. Sachinta. This is the thing, sir. This is the system which I was studied. But in the market, in the outside, there are many coaching center, there are many academies, there are many lot of things are happening surrounding us for especially for these competitive exams. Finally, selection is in our hand. Decision should be we have to take the decision ourselves. So depend upon our capacity, our time management, our perception, our aptitude, abhikshamata, aptitude, ability. We have to decide. I want to go for training or academy. I want to get coaching or not. But so many academies are there, coaching centers are there doing good job to the students to take this civil service examination, any other kind of competitive examination. They will give feedback, they will conduct test series, they will conduct preliminary main exam interview like UPSC in the manner, in the outside, in the mock interview also they will conduct before going to the real personality test. So this is with respect to this is with respect to academy or coaching. With respect to selection of the books is very important. Right books or proper books. So for studying IAS or for preparation of the civil service examination, it is another form of it is just it is about also preparation of ourselves, preparation of source, preparation of time, preparation of ourselves, dedication and sacrifice some things personally and in the family, in the outside also, with friend circle also. So this is main thing. Source collection of source is very important. But at the same time, what I am going to tell, what I am going to prove in front of you, collection of source should not become our profession, should not become our passion. So we are going to become a district collector or officer. We are not going to for a becoming source collector. This is my policy. all candidates must understand one thing clearly. So you have to collect proper source, but minimum source, maximum study. We have a lot of books, we have a lot of notes, we have a lot of things, but we are not reading, we are not studying properly every day. What is the useful? What is the benefit? Instead of that, you have to keep minimum source, you have to keep more study, maximum study. This will give the result, this will give the benefit finally to the candidates.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So now next question is that you see, as while preparing the students, most of the students are facing a kind of like writing skill problems and all. That's the big challenge for the students. Most of them have qualified even PT, and sometimes they are going for the mains and all. So what exactly you had opted the strategy while you did the preparations for the mains examination? Because you see there is a difference. I all the time used to say that you see there is a difference between writing a skill and non-writing skill. So what should be the writing skill, how it should be increased, how it should be adopted by the students for good marks so that they can achieve good rank in the final list.
So actually, there is no one kind of specific model, strategy for cracking for success in this examination. But meanwhile, we have generally we can tell, we can present. We have to study properly at the same time. We have to focus on our writing skills also. Writing also is very important. Of course, I am a visually impaired, I am a blind man. So someone has written for me, someone has helped with respect to writing the examination. He was reading the question, I was answering to the those questions. This was my system of the examination with respect to visually impaired candidates. But in general, sighted people has to be practice very well writing skill. They need to promote their writing skill. Within 3 hours, you have to answer 250 marks, essay or general study for GS 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as optional subject in the main examination. In the preliminary, time management is very important. We cannot play with our luck, our guessing the answer, luck, so and so. Preliminary examination, always I am telling, preliminary examination is always informative based. Main examination is issue based. Our personal test is our confidence base. These are three tiers examination. So for three tiers examination, you have to study integrated method of study. Better follow integrated method of study. We are going to finally what is our target, what is our aim, what is our goal. Finally we have to crack this examination. So suppose we are reading about one event from history or geography or economy or polity, any other aspect, any other issue, you have to understanding it is preliminary point of view, mains point of view, and also interview point of view. What type of question, what type of issue, what type of information I have to gather, I have to acquire. These are things you have to understand. With the understanding of proper method, better we enter into this preparation. Along with we always people will go to counseling, will go to get suggestion, get advice with the successful officers, with so many academies, with so many guidance, career guidance people. But what I want to tell you, too many cooks spoil the broth or spoil the soup. This is one well-known proverb from English in the English. So, like that, we should not get so many advices, so many suggestions, so many sources also. Okay, especially for people, we have 4th October, we have preliminary examination for UPSC. So those who are going to attend this, appear this examination, I want to tell them, out of 100 questions, especially in the GS1, out of 100 questions, we have to take the questions randomly. We don't go through question number 1, 2, 3, 5 like that. We have to take the question randomly. Those who are knows the answer, those who are well known, those who are well knows to answer the questions, we have to mark the first of correct answer, correct questions. Then we marked nearly 55 questions or 58, nearly 60. We left the question paper. Again, we should not go through question paper. We should not mark any question or answer in the on the OMR sheet. Suppose we mark some more questions, we will lose the marks in the negative evaluation. That is why, as I told you in the first time, we should not play with luck or guessing the answer. Out of 100 questions, we have to mark the question. Those who are knows answer to the question. That is the main strategy, main. So weakness of the candidates, अरे 50 कर दिया, 60 कर दिया, better do it more 10 question or 5 question or 8 question. Suppose you can do it, no objection. But suppose they all of them will become wrong answer. So what we have achieved earlier, 58 or 60 questions with correct answer, it will lose our negative evaluation or we will lose the marks. Then finally, what is the result? We will not get eligibility for the main examination. Okay, in the main examination, we have a lot of things. We can write something. We can write properly with solid answer because of all of them descriptive answer or descriptive questions with the essay to optional subject. This is the things.
Yeah. As far as essay is concerned, because that is also one of the important aspects of the mains examination. Because you see, a lot of the students have been struggling with the essay if they qualified prelims examination. They also do good at optional paper and all. But when it comes for essay, they have a lot of trouble. So that way, what should be the exact way? Should they take essay topics from their optional subjects, or should they take the particular topic which they are comfortable? It's a general kinds of thing. But what is your suggestion? How did you have the strategy? That did you select your essay from the optional papers background, or did you select from your own interest background? So what should be the exact way to attempt the essay? Because nowadays there are two essay you have to write. Previously it was one essay. So how exactly should pinpoint to have a better preparation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Essay is very, very important for the scoring point of view. In essay, we have two sections, section A, section B. In section A, we have 4 topics. In section B, we have 4 topics. Total 8 number of topics, subjects or aspects we have. So in those, from section A, we have to write one topic. In section B, we have to write another topic. Not write two topics in the same section. That is wrong. We will not get any marks for it. So for selection of the topic, is very, very important. Topics are very, very accessible, very comfortable for any type of student. Suppose we have students from arts background, we have students from commerce background, we have candidates from science background, engineering background, medical background. But any range of student or candidate can select as far as his convenience, his capacity, his fluency, his knowledge, depend upon his experience, it depend upon his well knowledge, acquiring knowledge. So essay, writing a essay also a skill, as you told. So introduction, main summary or body or conclusion, or you have to give your own opinions, own observation. Don't try too much of quotations, too much of dialogues, too much of statements which are said by different personalities, different writers or authors. Essay is expect our views, our thoughts, our insights about the specific topic. This is the main strategy. Yes, you can put any quotation from Gandhi Mahatma, from Vivekananda, from Radhakrishnan, from Abdul Kalam. Okay, quotation should be like a pickle, but quotation should not become a lunch, should not become a dinner. Quotation should like a only
Monument.
pickle like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, sir?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, sir. This is the main thing you have to observe during writing the essay. For scoring point of view, essay paper is very, very important. You have to attend two essays, but essay for there is no special or separate study for the essay paper. So, along with our general study, our optional subject, our current affairs, also it becomes part of our essay preparation. There is no specific. Mainly, you have to observe national or international issue or current base. Current affairs are very, very important for cracking any competitive examination, especially for nowadays. Government policy or government project or government scheme or international issue, it is border issue or environment issue, climate issue or women issue or rights with respect to disability, rights of child rights, security issue, diplomatical issue, global issue, economy issue, especially economical issue, geopolitical issue. There are many issues, issue wise. As already I told you, main examination is issue based, not information. Issue. You will expect proper, think proper summary from our writing, from our answers. This is the thing, sir, I want to tell you.
Yeah. Sorry. One more thing that you see, finally, if I talk about the personality, that is the interview test, as it is said that the person and personality, what we are today, we have done from school to college and university. So if any student goes for the personality test, how she can transform her or his personality, how she can build up or he can build up the personality, so that the particularly the opinion making questions are being asked in the interview board. So how they can, I mean, exercise these things, they can mend up all kinds of things, they can do the preparation for the better marks in the interview.
Yes, sir. Before going to attending appear this personality test, better take 4 to 5 mock interviews in various academies, which as you wish or as you like it. So in the mock interview, we can correct our some small errors, small wrong things with respect to dress code, with respect to way of talking, way of interaction, way of answering, way of gathering information, so and so. Especially in UPSC, personal test is based on confidence, our personality, our ideology. Already we have passed through main examination. Actually, main examination will mainly decide our destiny, decide our selection in the final list. Of course, personality test also. In the personality test, there is no specific model to face this interview. Basically, generally, we have to prepare our district, our native village, our hobbies, our state, our. They can ask about question about your optional subject, any general study, any general topic. So again, I want to repeat that more. You have to focus on current affairs, current events. Most of the questions will be taken from current affairs area. This is very important. So suppose we don't know any answer in the personality test, you have to present our confidence. You have to present our courage type of attitude. Sorry, sir, I am not able to answer these questions. Directly have to tell the truth. Instead of telling the truth, we don't make it more complicated, sir. More complicated. And also, you have to answer very short. You have to give very short answer, short and sweet. very smartly you have to answer in the personality test, way of talking, way of interaction. Because in the panel, in the UPSC, most of the people from national or international figures, most of them very well known, very senior experts in our system. You have to respect them. You have to interact with in the smooth way. This will give great result in the personality test. Even I don't know also one kind of answer to them. That is the issue, sir. That is the main thing.
Yeah, very true. That as you have rightly said that you should not misguide the board members because they are really well versed, they have very well experience, and it's a very good thing that you have pinpointed a lot of things, a lot of arguments, a lot of your views, particularly for Williams' point of
We
view.
should
And
not, we should not show our artificiality. We should not show our too much of intellectual things or thoughts. So we have to prove our humbleness. We have to produce our politeness, like that. We have to establish our universal kind of thought process in front of the panelist.
yeah, that is true. So, dear viewers, I have to say that Mr. Kempa Hone has given a lot of things from the journey he started from the village, then he came to city, and he studied from that school, or sorry, that college from where even our ex-president, Mr. Krishna, S. Radhakrishnan was there. So, I mean to say that how any person dreams and gets success. So you can learn a lot of things from our today's guest success story, Mr. Kempahane, who is an IS officer. He is not only an IS officer, rather I have a great respect for him because previously he was a professor also, teacher also. So a lot of things he has achieved from his life. And
I'm not an officer. I am not not an officer. I am a public servant. I am a public facilitator. A public facilitator is a more meaningful word, terminology nowadays. You have to facilitate the things between the public and the government. This is
yeah,
my main role.
yeah, that is true. That he is the public. That is what Kempa it is said. The civil services, civil servant. Yeah, it's very true that the people who have come to this job, they have to serve the society, and that's the real beauty of democracy. That it is best of the best brains are coming to the country, and they are serving the different parts of the country, and they are really doing a great job, tremendous job. We have been a lot of legacy of steel pillars like bureaucrats and technocrats who have served this country, and within 70 years we have achieved a lot of things. We should not forget the so many names in the past TN session and a lot of people we are having. So definitely it is the bureaucracy that runs the society in a proper and nitty-gritty way. Besides that, lots of bureaucrats are doing great job in the health sector, education sector, and in other sectors, and these are the basic sectors. That's why I am telling that if we have public servant, public facilitators like Mr. Kempahone, then definitely what Kalam had dreamed, that definitely India would be developed by 230. And I think that the people should come together, students should come together for the service point of view. Because this is the beauty. If, as it is said in the English proverb, that if you giving please is a concept that if you serve something, if you give something, that really gives you a lot of satisfaction, mental satisfaction. So that is the role of human empathy, sympathy that we should have, and human values should be injected because lots of policies and programs are being made. But what's the difference that the same policy is being implemented in good numbers in the some districts, but as it is not implemented in the other districts. So that finally depends of the administrator or the facilitators or the civil servant that how they imbibe, how they implement, and that way our country, our society would be developed. And not only cracking the civil services is the goal, as I have also talked to Mr. Kempa, that it is not the only, it is a kind of platform that gives you a lot of things you can do from this platform as compared to other jobs. That's why a lot of people are coming from different backgrounds, maybe from technology, maybe from like medical science. They are coming because they have a lot of lot of things to do with the government policies and program. And I once again I want to ask you, because time is running out. Once again I want to ask you, Mr. Kempahonai, that what exactly should be the ideal role model of the IS officer, so that the people should know that what should be the exact model to becoming an IS officer.
So already I told you dedication, commitment, hard work. These are three components of the successful candidates. Finally, I would like to express my best wishes those who are appearing to upcoming preliminary examination on 4th October 2020. So best of luck with great aspiration, with great ambition. Go ahead. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, this is what from Mr. Kempa Hone. And you see, definitely the students would have a great faith in their abilities, because you see, this is the a kind of discussion, this is a kind of motivational talk, success talk. Through this, you can have a lot of, inspiration. Because you see, when any person qualifies, then definitely he gives a lot of energy, lot of things, lot of strategy. So that strategy you have to understand from our today's guest. He was Mr. Kempahone, and he has not only achieved this goal, but tirelessly he is doing a lot of things, not only the administrative things. He loves education, he loves writing, he loves seminars, he loves going here and there. So the point is that ultimately what you want to understand from the persons, what you want to understand from the persons like him, that what exactly we can do together. So the basic and foremost point of my talk is that I really invite the guest who understands, who feels that no, this is the thing that we can do together, and that is the purpose of discussion. Success talk doesn't mean that once anyone gets success, he becomes success. Success means entirely and every day you have to achieve some milestone. Like you might have studied about the Dasrat Manji, how he did and what got the inspiration. So this is the point, that how Mr. Kempa Hone got the inspiration from different resources, from different, he has cited one example also, that from Varanasi he got, and it was stuck to his mind. So dear viewers, I have to say that one, any, you see, a lot of things have happened in the society. Why Newton was the first person to observe that apple was falling and not. So this is the ignition point for a person, when you think that no, this is the right way, and that way you can do in a proper way. So finally, the final message, one-liner message, Mr. Kempa, before leaving this session, what should be the ignition point, the motivation point through which the students should be all the time motivated up to 4th October?
Sir, just motivate yourself. Self motivation, self awareness is more powerful than any other motivational character or motivational role model. We have to keep always our condition, our inspiration. We have to create. You have to think creatively. You have to do creatively. You have to make the miracle. Every child have capacity to rule the world. This is said by Swami Vivekananda. So we would not stop till achieving the goal. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming to my show, Success Talk. Success Talk. I am really very much thankful to you. And once again, from core of my heart, that you should get all the time great things in your life. Thank you very much once again. Thank you. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.